Hello everyone and welcome to another News Coolum video. In this video I'm going to do a quick tutorial about the Hilltop Reserve Mode setting in the Bolt EV. I get a number of questions about it, so I'm going to show you how to activate it, turn it on and off, and then I'll talk about some of the reasons why you might want to use it and other reasons why you might not want to use it. So right now I actually have it engaged. I typically use it during the week, but the way you access it is through your energy screen. And the energy screen settings, the second from the top is a Hilltop Reserve Mode. So you'll notice for me right now it's on. And when it's on, you'll see it here. You have several options. You can turn it off, that will disable it. You can turn it on, that enables it. And then you can set these if you have your home location-based charging on. I don't have that feature available, so I can't really toggle them. I never turned it on. But once it's here, it's set. And again, that's the energy settings. And it's the second option. And you can just get there pretty much any time from hitting energy. There's no real outward indicator that Hilltop Reserve Mode is on or off, except when you're charging, the driver information center will usually have a little line saying Hilltop Reserve Mode engaged while the car is charging. So that will be an indicator. The other thing is too, and this questions come up, some dealerships seem to have been enabling it. And so people would return with their car and they'd say, well, why has this got less than 200 miles of range? Or why does it seem like it has way less range than was advertised? Well, a lot of times what you'll see is these green bars on the range estimator each represent 5% of the battery. And so you'll know that it's engaged if you fully charge and the top two bars are unlit. That means that it only charged to 90%, and Hilltop Reserve Mode is more than likely engaged. So a little bit about what Hilltop Reserve Mode does. It preserves the top 10% of your battery. When you charge to full, the car stops charging when the battery is only 90% full. What are the reasons you might want to do this? Well, as the name indicates, Hilltop Reserve Mode is designed for people who live at the top of mountains. And what happens is, as you travel down a mountain, you're going to regenerate energy because it's just the momentum of the vehicle going downhill. Well, if there's no space in the battery, there's no place to put that energy. So you're either going to be using your friction brakes on the way down the hill, which would be wasting your brakes when you don't need to. You're not going to have the full regenerative braking capacity of the Bolt EV. So that's initially what it was designed for. However, even if you don't live on a hill, most of us don't need 100% of the battery range all of the time. So leaving it engaged allows you to have full regenerative braking, so your vehicle will act the same regardless. If you charge to 100% full, you won't have full regenerative braking available, so the vehicle will behave a little bit differently than it will when full regenerative braking is available. Now, the other reason lithium batteries wear more the higher you charge them and the lower you discharge them. So if you can preserve the top 10% of the battery from being charged, it will actually increase the life of the lithium battery. It's not significant, but over the life of the vehicle, it could be. For me, I take a lot of long trips, and when I do my 500-mile trip, the first stop is 200 miles out, and that's 70-mile-an-hour freeway the entire time. So even when I have a full battery at 100% capacity, I'm often arriving with only 5 to 10% of my battery left. That means in those cases, I can't use Hilltop Reserve Mode because I would actually run out of power before my first stop. So in those cases, when you're going on long trips and your first stop is going to be 180 to 200 miles away, you won't want Hilltop Reserve Mode engaged. Now, there's a counterpoint to that though. If your first stop is maybe 100, 150 miles out. Well, the Bolt EV charges faster the lower in the battery state of charge it is. So if you block off the top 10% of the capacity, it means that if you would have normally arrived at your destination with 50% battery and already started to trigger slower charging, well, now with Hilltop Reserve Mode on, you'd arrive with 40% capacity and you'd actually enjoy faster charging for at least 10 to 15% of your battery. So there are reasons why you might want to leave it on even if you're making longer trips. I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know. If somebody is asking you about Hilltop Reserve Mode and they just want to know more about it, you can always point them to this video. And as always, thank you for watching.